What would you do with infinite time? A question humanity has whispered to itself since it first understood mortality. Conquer the world. Learn everything there is to know. Love 1,000 times. Immortality. It seems like a blessing, the final answer to the anguish of finality. But that is the perspective of those with numbered days. Imagine the wish is granted. The clock has stopped for you. The body does not age, the mind does not degrade. Death has become a rule that no longer applies. The first years are euphoric, a staggering freedom. Learning every language in the world is no longer a dream. It's a weekend project. Traveling, seeing every corner of the planet, there is no rush. Time is an ocean without shores, and life, finally, a blank canvas. 50 years pass, the first time immortality shows its claws. The beloved faces begin to say goodbye. And the immortal mind, with its perfect memory, becomes a torture chamber. Every laugh, every hug, every conversation with those who are gone is relived with a crystalline, painful clarity. The blessing of perfect memory is the curse of a grief that never heals. 200 years, 500, love becomes a dangerous territory. How can one give themselves to someone knowing their existence is a blink of an eye compared to yours? Every new relationship is born with an expiration date, an inevitable farewell. The heart, to protect itself, begins to close. Human connection, once the center of life, becomes a risk to be avoided. 1,000 years. The world has changed so much that your youth is now a historical period, studied in schools. The mind accumulates knowledge, making you the wisest being on the planet. But a new horror emerges: memory overload. The most precious memories, a mother's face, a first love's voice, begin to be buried under a trillion other trivial memories. The price of bread in 2347, the color of the sky on Mars in 3105. The struggle is no longer to remember, but to not forget what truly mattered. 10,000 years. Humanity, now scattered across the solar system, sees you as a living relic, a god, an oracle. But reverence creates distance. No one sees a person, but a monument, a breathing fossil. Loneliness, once a feeling, is now a permanent condition. 100,000 years. Earth itself becomes unrecognizable. Ice ages come and go. The magnetic poles flip. Humanity in its distant colonies evolves, perhaps genetically modifying itself, becoming almost a different species. The sense of belonging to this new humanity fades away. From the surface of the moon, you watch the stars. One of them shines with a sudden, blinding intensity, a supernova. A spectacle of beauty and destruction that no other eye born on Earth will ever witness. 1,000,000 years. Earth is a shell of its former self, volcanic and hostile. It's time for the last visit, a pilgrimage to a home that no longer exists. 200 million years. The continents, in their slow, inexorable dance, merge again into a new supercontinent. An alien landscape on your own home planet. But the solar system is becoming dangerous. Gamma-ray bursts from dying stars sweep the galaxy. It is necessary to leave. The farewell is not from a place, but from the very idea of home. 1,000,000,000 years. The sun, the star that gave life to everything you ever knew, begins to die. It expands, becoming a red giant. Earth is sterilized. Its oceans boil away. Its atmosphere is stripped. Then it is swallowed. The last physical trace of your origin vanishes into a stellar furnace. Now, the loneliness is absolute. You are the last living being born on planet Earth, the last original human. To lose the world is one thing. To lose yourself is another. The journey thus far is already unimaginable, but the true trial of immortality has not yet begun. It is the fight against eternity itself. If this reflection on time and existence provokes you, consider subscribing. The journey is about to get much darker. With Earth and the Sun gone, a new purpose emerges, the only one left, to find the end. Immortality has ceased to be a condition and has become a prison. The hunt for death becomes the last great adventure. The ship dives toward a neutron star, one of the densest objects in the universe. The crushing gravity should annihilate any matter, but the force that grants immortality is more fundamental than gravity. The body is torn apart and remade. The pain is infinite, but the end is denied. The next attempt, the event horizon of a black hole, the point of no return. Plunging into the singularity seems the final promise of oblivion, but upon crossing the threshold, time warps grotesquely. The outside universe accelerates, showing billions of years passing in an instant. But inward, the fall is eternal. It is not death, it is a new form of prison, a solitary confinement at the end of time, from which, somehow, inexplicably, you escape, only to find an even older and emptier universe. Death refuses to arrive. 20 billion years. The collision with Andromeda triggers a final era of star formation, a final festival of light before the twilight. 100 trillion years. The last stars, the small, frugal red dwarfs, finally burn their last hydrogen and go out. The Stellariferous era has ended. The universe is now a dark cemetery populated only by the corpses of stars. A cold, profound silence sets in. A Google years. The last black holes evaporate through Hawking radiation, the final lights of the universe. Each ghostly glimmer is separated by eons of total darkness. The last witness watches the last cosmic firework, and then the final nothingness. The universe is now a cold, dilute soup of elementary particles. Entropy has won. There is no more order, structure, heat, or time. The consciousness, without the passage of time to process thoughts, begins to unravel. But before the final fade, in a last act of self-defense or love, it does something remarkable. It stops trying to remember the whole. It focuses. It discards eons of cosmic loneliness and pain, and it recreates, with perfect fidelity, a single, simple memory. A picnic on a summer afternoon, the sound of laughter, the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of a piece of fruit, a finite, perfect, and insignificant moment in the grand scale of time, but which now becomes the only universe that matters. The consciousness takes refuge there, reliving that single day over and over, a loop of happiness to shield itself from the infinite void outside. It is the last thought, the soul's final citadel. Immortality, the ultimate prize, revealed itself to be the ultimate curse, the obligation to witness every loss, from that of a loved one to that of a star to that of time itself. The journey through the ages brought not wisdom, but only the understanding of a simple truth known to every mortal creature. The beauty of life lies not in its duration, but in its finitude. It is the fact that our days are numbered that forces us to make them count. It is the certainty of the end that gives meaning to every beginning, every moment, every breath. The desire to live forever is perhaps the greatest misunderstanding of what it truly means to be alive. If you could live forever, would you accept it, even knowing the final price? Leave your reflection in the comments. And to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of existence, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, keep questioning.